Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bands, country bands. I just want the truth. I'm so tired of waiting on you. Sunrise to the sunset. Yeah, I love the blue skies. I'm in love with my kind, but I can't waste it on you, yeah. Would it kill you just to tell the truth? What kill you? Yeah. Yo. Quick live. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Chris checking in. Let me just put the phone regular. Put the phone regular. See if I can fix this. Waiting on you, yeah. So tell me what you gonna do, yeah. Yeah. What you got to lose? What do you have to lose? Yeah. I just want to truth, yeah. I'm so tired of waiting on you. All right, so what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to hop on here and talk about a few things real quick. Not going to be a long live at all. The first thing I wanted to let you guys know is that I have a new song that just came out called "Drink Up." So make sure you guys go check that out. It is everywhere, streaming everywhere, right? And then I got a couple other songs that came out. I have like 6 releases. One of them was an EP. Anyways, I just want to go over a couple things here real quick. Hope you guys are having a great day, great evening. Hit that like, share, subscribe if you have not already. I'll be going live a little bit more next week to talk about all the things that I've been going through and everything that I've been doing. But the what today's live is about being ahead of your time, right? So we're gonna jump into that real quick, and then I'll jump into the statistics of what I am referring to when I say don't listen to these athletes. Don't listen to these athletes, right? So because I'm not on my laptop, obviously I'm on my phone, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. But we're gonna go over a few things here, right? Because this is something that I've been talking about, but we need to address this real quick, right? Right, being ahead of your time, you know, I'm not the only person talking about these things. I'm not the best person to talk and all this stuff, right? But I do know that I know what I'm talking about, right? And so because of that, I have the authority, I have the right, and I have the say so in what I talk about, right? So let's just jump right into it, right? So today, um, just want to go over this tweet real quick. The tweet I said, man, I taught y'all already how to discharge any debts, and that's through accord and satisfaction. I did a video on this, and if you're in debt at this point, it's really still your fault because you have the law and you have remedies that are available to you, but you don't read, you don't listen to the information. You listen to the average Joe or an athlete tell you about finances when they don't know. They may know things about finances, but that's not the person that you want to be getting or taking financial advice from, because they're just getting, they're just because they're getting paid well doesn't mean they're managing their finances well. I hope that makes sense. So I have here the video that I created, which was 6 months ago, called Accord and Satisfaction. Which, if you go and listen to the video and watch the video, I tell you guys, if all you have to do is have a bona fide dispute about any alleged debt, and then you send them a money order stating for full and final settlement of your debt. You send that to them, and if they cash that check, right? If they cash that, then guess what? That's a new contract and your debt is extinguished because that's the new contract that you put on the money order. I told you guys how to do this already. And at this point, if you're in debt, like the tweet says, this is your fault. Go watch the video because the video goes in depth, right? I did a little class on it, teaching you guys a little bit about it. And this was 6 months ago, 6+ months ago, where I'm telling you guys about how you guys can pretty much extinguish and get rid of all debts, guys. So if you don't know, if you're struggling and you're in debt right now and you're following me, it is your fault. There's other people that talk about a court of satisfaction, so you can look it up as well. But I specifically did a video on this because I knew the power of it, and I'm actually practicing what I'm teaching, right? Because I'm actually in litigation right now for the same exact thing, right? Cool. Boom. And you can use this again for cars. You can use this for mortgages, for your rent, for your phone bill, whatever the case may be, right? But this is the main thing I want to talk about, right? Because I've been telling you guys that you're going to need to sue. You're going to need to learn how to defend yourself and sue, right? And so if you're not willing to sue, if you're taking this information and you're learning this information and you're trying to, you know, a lot of people are working regular jobs. And so when you work a regular job, you don't really have time to study and to take and put your all into learning, the law, right? Because it's a lot to learn all the laws, the processes, the procedures, the how to file a lawsuit. Most people don't even know that you can waive any fees with the lawsuit. There's so many things, right? And then also, we have here back in April, talking about Misty, right? So we have a couple things that I want to address, right? So the first thing I wanted to address is, again, yeah, if you're in debt right now, go watch the video, Accord and Satisfaction. There's other people online that will teach you about Accord and Satisfaction. But I think that if you are in debt right now and you're not looking up how to get out of debt, or there's good debt and bad debt, right? Especially the bad debt, right? Your car, you're trying to get your car, right? All the stuff you can do, but if you're not willing to take it to court, if you don't know how to go to court, if you don't know how to sue, then you're not going to get the remedy that you think you're going to get, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I have a course where I teach you how to sue, right? If you go to my link tree, go into the link tree, and it's the very first link, right? Should be the very first link on here. Should be sue. Oh no, it's the second link. Sue and defend like a pro. This is a full course where you can learn how to sue or defend against lawsuits like a pro, right? And most people don't have 5 grand to put down on a retainer for a lawyer and an attorney, and then they're in the cahoots with the with the judge and all that stuff. So it's not even really wise to get a lawyer unless you got the money for it and you know them, right? And they can make sure that you win the case, right? So I wouldn't recommend hiring a lawyer. Um, unless you know the lawyer and you can afford the lawyer, right? Those are the only two things. And even at that, I would still want to know my rights myself, right? And versus somebody that has my life in their hands or whatever the case may be, right? You want to know what you're talking about, right? So that you know your rights just in case these lawyers or attorneys play games, right? And with that being said, you know, sue and defend like a pro. You guys want to definitely learn how to sue and defend like a pro. So check that out, and that way you can learn. And if you get this course, excuse me, if you get this course, then what will happen is you will get you'll automatically be in our premium. You'll automatically be in our private member association. Sorry about that. Private member association. The private member association is going to be the Discord, which has all the information that I've already learned, any trades that I may take, all the information about fixing your credit on your own. If you want us to fix your credit, that's a separate service, but you can get access to it in the private member association. We also help you out with setting up a trust. We also help you out with leveraging and doing smart and wise things with your capital/cash flow, such as what I posted back in April 20 2025, right? When I learned about Misty, right? And leveraging business credit to then get Misty to cash flow, and then you use the cash flow to pay back what you owe, and then you use the other amount to buy Bitcoin. You split it up in 33.333%, right? It'll be 33% as long as that covers your actual um your interest payment, right? Whatever you owe, right? That's 33%. If it's less than that, even better. Then you want to recompound into Misty, and then you want to also buy a Bitcoin, right? So I talked about this months ago, right? When everybody was, trying to figure out what's going on with Misty or didn't really know what to do. So I went over that and I shared this thread, and I think I have this saved as a pin. Is it saved for my highlights? Okay, so it is on my highlights. Go check out these tweets, guys, because these tweets from months ago, from years ago, even. Okay, so that's from April of this year when I actually learned about it. When I learned about it, I did a deep dive on it. I was like, yo, there's no reason for me to work hard to buy a property, to do anything else. Why don't I just buy a cash flowing dividend where I can use the dividends that's coming off of that actual stock, which is Misty, to buy Bitcoin, right? And to buy more Misty to ramp up the cash flow, right? So that for me, it's like I want to work smarter. I don't want to work harder, guys. I don't want to be taking care of tenants or looking at rent rolls or doing, NOI, and because you can do that if that's your lingo and that's your thing, cool. But it's not my thing, and I don't want to do that, right? I've already been there, already done that, right? Already done so many things, right? I already owned the business, right? And so it's like once you've already done these things, it's like, all right, what's the most efficient way for me to generate cash flow without a lot of overhead, without stress, without all the extra nonsense, right? And for me, that was with Misty, right? So that whether you guys do that or not, I don't care. I just provide the information, and then from there you take the information and you do what you want with it, right? But as long as I provide the information, then I did my part, right? And I did my job. All right, so that's that. Now what's next is the credit, right? So now we talk about, this was back in April. I've been telling you guys about business credit since 2020, documented and proven on my timeline, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, on my Facebook, right? Where I have been telling you guys since 2020 to fix your credit, leverage your personal credit, get business credit, take the business credit at 0%, which means you're borrowing money for free. I've done so many videos on this, it's ridiculous, right? It's like I don't even care about telling you guys no more, because I've been telling you guys for 5 years. I've been telling you guys to buy Bitcoin for 5 plus years, telling you guys to fix your credit for 5 plus years. And majority of people don't listen. Some people listen, some people don't. Cool. Right? But after a while, it's like, yo, I don't I can't save you. I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. So if I've been telling you guys to, get business credit where you get borrow money for free to make money, and you're smart and you're wise about it, and you're able to do the right things with the money, right? And that's smart debt, and you're able to then use that money to pay back what you quote unquote borrowed, even though you don't even borrow anything. You guys think you're the borrowers, but you're not. The banks are the borrowers. You don't even know nothing about contract law. Y'all don't know nothing about the law merchant. Y'all don't know nothing about trust law. You guys think you're the debtor. You accept the role as the debtor. You don't know that your all caps legal fiction is actually the debtor, and that you're two different people, right? You're the living man or the spirit that controls the living, the body, right? And the legal fiction, right? Which I already went over all these things, right? I went over that you ever wonder why your name is all caps on your driver's license? You ever wonder why your name is all caps when they take you to court? You ever wonder why your name is all caps on your billing statements? Like, you guys, I've been telling you guys the same things, but nobody seems to pay attention. So it's all good. Y'all gonna keep doing sheep things. That's a okay with me. I'm not with it. Not with it. Not with it at all. So boom. So now that leads me into me telling you guys about, I've been telling you guys to fix your credit for a while, right? I've been telling you guys to learn your rights. I've been telling you guys it's the year of the lawsuit. I've been telling you guys you think that Donald Trump is broke. How is he broke and y'all talking crap about him, about being bankrupt, or going bankrupt several times? Yeah, he's a billionaire. That don't make that, if that don't like make if that doesn't slap you upside the head with common sense. It's like, okay, you guys keep saying that he's broke or that he's done bad business or that he's not good in business, yet he's still a millionaire, or billionaire, sorry, right? That doesn't need to be in the office, right? He really don't need to be in the office. So if you don't like realize and understand that the rules are there, and that, a lot of people cry and complain about rich people doing this, that, and the third, well, guess what? You can do the same thing. Anything that a rich person can do, you can do too. And rich people are now buying Bitcoin, and we were buying Bitcoin before all these banks and all these corporations started to put it on their balance sheet. So now who's winning, right? So boom, that leads me back to, again, you got these athletes, right? We got a ton of athletes, and that's what's going to bring. That's the main goal that we're going to talk about here, right? Is these athletes, right? That discover Bitcoin or that hop on Bitcoin, and then they think they know a little bit about money now because they learned a little bit about Bitcoin, right? Or they think they're like, even like me listening, even most Bitcoiners don't understand contract law and don't understand what's going on. They understand that the money's messed up, and yes, we can fix the money with the Bitcoin, of course, yes. But you have to operate in the system because guess what? You can't destroy the system. You have to just leave the system by, buying Bitcoin and operating in Bitcoin. But until then, you have to integrate with the system. There's no in and out. There's no way out of the system without. There's no way to not interact and be in the system, right? So with that being said, we got we not celeb, we got yeah, celebrities too, celebrities and popo. We got celebrities and we got athletes acting like they know about money, bro. Just because you make money or you make a lot of money or you just learned about Bitcoin, dog, don't be taking advice from these people, guys. I'm telling you now, they're these are the same these are the same celebrities that showed you their scam token and dumped on you, right? These are the same athletes that don't know anything about money, right? Because they have agents and they have financial advisors, et cetera, which are trash, right? Because those agents don't know nothing about money either, right? So I'm gonna look up. So and I say that to say because I have somebody that I've had on my live stream, right? And I'm not gonna name any names, but you know we got this soccer player that I'm cool with. Cool, he a Bitcoiner, cool. Yeah, woo, woo, woo. I had him on one of my shows, and he said, or I was telling, and then I go over, why you should, leverage your personal credit to get business credit to buy more Bitcoin, right? Because that's the wise thing to do. Because I understand there's good debt, bad debt, and no matter what, as long as you're buying Bitcoin, which is a superior asset, which you shouldn't even be, um, having your unit of account in dollars, right? Because the dollar is always losing its value. It lost 11% this year alone, right? Which I've been showing you guys on the charts all year long about how I'm looking at these levels on DXY, right? I've been showing you guys this the whole year, right? Letting you guys know DXY is going down, right? So boom. So I got this I'm on this podcast, right? And I'm telling this podcast, I'm telling on this podcast, yo, you should definitely, the soccer player, I'm like, yo, you know what I did? Boo boo boo. I leveraged Bitcoin, I leveraged credit, they bought Bitcoin and boom 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 went up, woo, 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 pay back is 0% interest, and then repeat the play, the cycle. So as long as you learn the cycles, as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you can be smart about it, right? As long as can be smart about it, then it makes perfect sense. Not only that, guys, if you do, God forbid, you mess up or you don't make any money, then guess what? There's again a court of satisfaction. There's a a plethora of different things that you don't know about, right? Because if you don't know, you don't know. You don't know that you are the creditor, right? You don't know that the banks don't lend their own money, right? So therefore, how can they be in any loss, right? Because they don't even loan money. They don't have money to loan, right? Um, Banks are the borrowers, right? Based on the law, right? So if you know these things, like yo, they can't even like come at you that way, but you don't know the law and you don't know your rights, so they gonna come at you and they gonna get it off every single time. I digress. So boom, I'm telling them what I did, right? I told them on the podcast what I did, right? And then it's not even him. It's a couple people in the Bitcoin space that get on my nerves, right? That are just like, you're a Bitcoiner, but you're a sheep at the same. You're a Bitcoiner. You're a Bitcoin sheep because you're still in the matrix. Because you're thinking and you're telling people not to get debt when we're in a debt-based society. You can't get anything without debt. So your comment and your statement makes no sense at all. Anybody that has no quote unquote debt is broke because debt equals money, and every debt is a credit, and every credit is a debt, right? Every debit is a credit. Every credit is a debit, aka debt. So when you understand GAAP, general accepted accounting practices, right? That all banks have to follow. that every positive has a negative, every negative has a positive. When you understand these things, you hear people talk about things that they don't know what they're talking about, right? So I tell him what I do, and then he says, "Oh no, you shouldn't get debt to buy Bitcoin and all this stuff." And I'm like, bro, I didn't really say anything about it, right? I didn't really push back on it because sheep are going to sheep, and this is a celebrity, right? And he, most people have been you've been brainwashed, guys. I want you to know that you've been brainwashed. You think debt is bad? No, your thinking is bad. Debt is good as long as you use it for the right thing, right? Because the debt is what we have to accumulate or to get, right? To in order to get anything, right? Any billionaire has to get debt to buy the things that they're buying, such as real estate. You go into debt to buy your car. You go into debt to open up, to get a business loan, right? To do whatever it is that you need to do. So for you to even make that comment and that statement out of your mouth makes no sense when you're working a job, because even athletes still get paid. Like an athlete can't tell me nothing. I don't care how much you're getting paid. You got a job and you got a boss, right? And you can get fired at any time and you can get injured at any time. And then again, we're going to jump into the statistics, right? On these celebrities and all these specifically, explicitly athletes that think they know what they're talking about or think they know a little bit about some bread and don't got no understanding of like what's really going on. So I have to address this because it's annoying and it aggravates me. And there's also other Bitcoiners that say the same dumbass shit, right? The same dumbass shit, right? Oh, don't go into debt. I don't recommend anybody go into debt. What do you mean you don't recommend anybody go into debt? When you got your car, did you go into debt, dumbass? When you got your house, did you go into debt to get your house, you dumbass? Those are liabilities unless you're smart enough to understand that you can turn your car like a Tesla into an asset by simply putting it on Toro. Or if you're smart enough to understand what's coming, you have autopilot and the full self-driving option where you can, in the future, have your car go run them motherfucking errands, right? Have them go run a Lyft, have them run Uber, right? Or whatever it is that they're going to do to ensure that you can make some bread by the robo taxis and all that good stuff, right? So I'm sure that in the future, you're going to be able to lease your car out on Toro or whatever and have it drive by itself. Okay. And if you don't understand that by now, I've been talking about this since 2021, if I'm not mistaken, 2022, when I saw that they're doing the Tesla semi trucks because they were like 100,000 for the semi trucks. And I'm like, yo, that sounds like a dope ass idea and a dope ass investment, right? But some people are just so small and like short-sighted, right? I'm thinking about the long term. If you don't think about the long term, I don't want to hear your mouth. If you don't got more Bitcoin than me, I don't want to hear your mouth. If you don't know nothing about money or contracts and you think you know what you're talking about, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear your mouth. That's why I don't even be on Twitter that much, bro, because it's just like too many sheep think they know what's up, and y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing, right? And it's just things that are private and it's things that are public. And I share a lot of things that are private in the public. And I hope y'all Google and look up the things that I'm telling y'all because I've been telling y'all, like I said, for a while now. So it is what it is. So let's jump into the statistics, right? If you're smart enough to know that you are supposed to get debt to buy assets, then that statement shouldn't even be coming out your mouth. Don't go into debt, right? Don't go into debt buying dumb things, right? Such as a mortgage where you're paying for the house 3 times, right? And then you don't even know that your signature paid for the house as soon as you signed it. So if you don't know how contracts work and how a promissory note works, and you're over here paying a mortgage, or you're over here you're going to work at a job to get a debt note, which is the Federal Reserve note, to pay another debt. You're paying debt with debt. No wonder the country's in debt, right? The country's in debt because nobody knows what the hell they're doing, and that's fine. They don't want us to know what they're doing, but at some point, you and I both know, everybody listening, y'all know what's up. Y'all know deep down inside, y'all know what's up. Y'all know this whole system is fraud. Y'all know it's not right for y'all to have to work 40 plus years to still not have nothing to show for it. Y'all know inflation is stealing from us. Y'all know that the whole Everything's backwards, right? So if you don't understand that, grasp that there's something going on here with the money, obviously that's why we love Bitcoin. If you don't grasp that there's something going on with these contracts because you don't fucking read your contracts, right? You don't read your contracts. I never read my contracts until I started to read my contracts and started to read the law and started to read what is really and understand what's really going on. Then I got the balls to do something about it. I learned how to sue the banks. I learned how to sue the credit agencies. I learned how to sue whoever, including Porsche, including whoever, right? Whoever violates the rights is getting sued, right? But if you don't read and you don't know what a security interest is, you don't know what a collateral is, you don't know what a promissory note is, even though you're giving promissory notes for your car, you're giving promissory notes for your house. It's the money, right? And if you don't read and you're thinking that it's quote unquote sovereign citizen and all this stupid stuff, that's why you're broke now, right? A lot of people just broke. And I don't, when I say broke, I don't mean like your pocketbook. I'm talking about your mindset. And or poor, right? A poor mindset, right? Passing over opportunities repeatedly. It's not even about that. I call you broke because people pass over opportunities every day, right? Fix your damn credit. They don't want to do that. They don't want to buy Misty. They don't want to buy Bitcoin, right? Whatever. Well, they do any and everything except for the things to better themselves and their families. Cool. You pass over opportunities all the time already. You're already poor, but you're broke. But your mindset is broke. You have a broke ass mindset, and that's what I don't like. That's what I can't stand, right? You're broke. Brokey mindset. God, I can't stand the brokey mindset, bro. Brokey mindset is why you are struggling and why you're in the position that you're in now. And until you understand that, you're gonna stay broke. So now we got celebrities and now we got athletes thinking that they know what they talking, and some of them might know what they're talking about, right? And that's a-okay. We're not talking about those people that actually put in the work, right? But we're gonna go based on the statistics, right? And I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all asking these dumbass questions online. Go ask Google. I don't even like asking Google. Don't even ask Google no more. Even though Google it'll give you your sheep answer, right? Go ask ChatGPT. Go ask Manus. I told you guys weeks ago, if you're not using Manus or ChatGPT, you're gonna be behind. The AI is coming whether you like it or not. These cars are gonna. It says autopilot. These cars are going to drive whether you understand it or not. The AI is coming whether you understand it or not, whether you accept it or not. Okay? So it doesn't matter what you think. Your opinions are irrelevant. Now, a lot of people's opinions is just fucking absolutely ridiculous. This is why I'm off Twitter. Because people's opinions, y'all be talking about a whole bunch of stupid ass shit still. Excuse my French, but yo, this should be aggravating me, man. Y'all be talking about the most dumbest shit. Misty makes you cash flow. People be asking the most dumbest shit. Right? Don't be asking me, man. Go ask Manus. Go ask ChatGPT. I don't got time. You want to ask me a question? You want me to help you out? You got to pay because it's too much information out here. All these smartphones and dumb people. I got to log off. I have to log off Twitter sometimes. That's why I'm not on Twitter too much. Too much stupidity, dog. And there's smart people on here too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the stupidity is like it's more stupid people than smart people. So we see a lot more stupid ass fucking tweets than we do see the smart tweets. So, anyways, let's jump into the statistics. I digress. High bankruptcy risk among professional athletes across major U.S. sports. Financial collapse is common. 78% of NFL players suffer serious financial trouble or bankruptcy after retirement. 60% of NBA players face similar issues within 5 years. And estimates suggest about 40% of professional soccer, aka football players, go broke within 5 years of retiring. While specific US MLS data is scarce, global trends are indicative. Key reasons behind post financial hardship: short career span and sudden income drop. Post athletes, excuse me, pro athletes often peak in earnings in their 20s and 30s with little time to adapt. Lack of financial, this is it right here. And I didn't read this at all. I actually looked this up and then hopped on live. And then I wanted to read this with you guys because I haven't read this at all yet. But I already knew, I know a financial advisor that actually coach celebrities and specifically and explicitly athletes because of this exact statistic. They go broke because they don't know what they do with their money. They spend their money on stupid stuff. They don't know nothing about money. And then we got celebrities on Twitter and celebrities and athletes on Twitter that 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 based on data and statistics and facts and conclusions is that majority of them go broke as soon as they're done with their profession. So I'm not listening to none of y'all, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I don't got nothing to say to you, none of y'all. All right. You may be a Bitcoiner, cool. But if you don't know contract law, if you don't know security interest, if you don't know promissory notes, negotiable instruments, I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear it because you don't know what's going on. You don't know UCC1. You don't know none of this stuff. You don't know what a financial statement is, right? You don't know trust law. So if you're not operating in trust, we don't need to, like, come on now. Come on now. There's levels to this. And it don't matter how much money you have because really money is fake. There is no money. You think money is real? There is no money. Everything's credit. Everything's credit. Whether you know it or accept it or not, everything's credit. There is no money. Bitcoin is the money because we made it the money. That's the money, but that's not into law just yet, right? It's gonna be the money. It's the alternative money that you have the opportunity and option to opt out of the financial slavery, fiat currency, demonic demon dollars that you guys slave for every single day of your life, kill people for, you know, do it, do whatever for, right? Sell your body on OnlyFans for, right? So with that being said, I digress. Back to the reading. Lack of financial education. Many players lack guidance. A Reddit comment noted most of it is just lack of financial education. A lot of players just don't plan properly for retirement. Lifestyle inflation and overspending. Not overstyle. I'm right here. I'm up here. I know it's hard to read, guys, but that's why I'm reading it out loud for you guys because my stinger turns sometimes, but then it goes right back. So boom, I'm just reading right here. I'm reading right here, guys. Okay. Boom. All right, so boom. Let's see. Overspending, spending, flashy spending. I didn't even read it. I just said this. Flashy spending and trying to keep the appearance up of, keeping up appearances, depleting their savings. Poor planning for career, cutting injuries. Like I said, sudden departures leave many without financial or insurance protections. Right. U.S. soccer specific examples. Brad Friedel. I don't know how this man name is. Former U.S. goalkeeper and Premier League star launched a $10 million soccer academy in Ohio, then filed for bankruptcy protection in the UK in 2008 after financial collapse. Mm. After retiring as a U.S. international, uh, Elvis Comrie. So this is another person, Elvis Comrie. Comrie became a stockbroker. He lost heavily on Black Monday in 1987 due to poor investment diversification. Broader studies on soccer retirements, right? Because this is specifically about the soccer player that actually, you know, acts like they know it all, right? Because I definitely don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. That's why I sit my ass down and I read and I'm always on chat and I'm not on Twitter, right? And I'm always reading and learning and finding out new things and finding out new ways and finding out better ways to do things, right? So I'm not saying that I know it all. Please don't mistake. I don't know it all, and I don't want to know it all. I want to learn forever. So that's how I look at things. In Europe, 40% of ex-football players declare bankruptcy within 5 years. In Europe, a long-term German study found about 9% of ex-pro soccer players suffered mental health issues post-retirement, often tied to poor financial and life adjustments. Legal and institutional context. Unlike NFL, NBA, US soccer lacks robust pensions or pro career safety nets in MLS or USL. Player unions like Fifth Pro, excuse me, mostly European focus, offer support, but US domestic structures remain weaker, right? US soccer players face significant financial risk after retirement, fueled by short careers, lack of literacy, overspending, inadequate safety nets. So, There you go, guys. There you go, guys. U.S. soccer players, like their counterparts in other pro sports, face steep financial challenges after their playing days end. Without proactive systems and protections, legal frameworks support debt relief, but practical reforms and education are what needs to be, or is what's needed to truly safeguard their future. Let me know if you want help researching actual MLS pensions policies, crafting a model retirement plan, or analyzing specific case studies. Thanks, chat. And you're only as smart as your chat is, right? Your chat is only as smart as you. I apologize. If you are asking dumbass questions, you're going to get some dumbass answers from chat. Just let that be known right now. If you are smart and you're asking smart questions from chat, you're going to get some smart answers, right? And also, you can't be having this free chat GBT. You got to have the paid chat GBT. If you have the paid chat GBT, then, there's $20 and then there's $200 one. If you can't afford the $200 one, then get the $20 one. This Manus is like $20 or $30 a month. I think it's $20 a month. A lot more in depth, a lot more smarter things that you can do on that. That's more for like eight. Like if you want to, like you can create photos and stuff on there. You can do the videos on there as well with VO3 with Google, and then you can also create agents and bots to help you create and get tasks done. So that's why it's dope to have Manus and chat, and you can have chat create the prompt. You take the prompt from chat, take the prompt, and you put that in Manus. So you got to understand, and that's why I said I want to do a class on this because my chat, my chat is on fire. My chat is my chat don't play no games, guys. We don't play no games around here. But anyways, so with that being said, I've been on here for about 40 minutes. I said it's gonna be a quick live. And quick live for me is about 40 minutes. So with that being said, guys, make sure that you stop listening to these people that don't know anybody on Twitter, right? That don't got proof. Chris Knight, aka Bitcoin Chris, got proof from 2025. We got Max Kaiser. We got tons of people. We got Max Kaiser. We got Stacey Herbert, of course. We got Saifadina Moose. We got Jimmy Song. We got the OGs, Adam Back. We got Samson Mao. We got plenty of people, guys. Plenty of people. We got King Bless. We got Bitcoin Vegan. We got plenty of people. You got British Huddle, even though he's a little bit newer to the space. I mean, as far as 2020 goes, I think he was hopped in the space around 2020, 2021 when I met British. So there's people in here that know what they're talking about, and I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about these people that just like who are you and where'd you come from, and why do you think that you have the audacity or the you know credentials. And you may have the credentials, right? But you're gonna have to prove that. You're gonna have to show up and show out and prove. Because I've been proven and showing everything that I have been talking about. Everything that I'm telling you guys about, I have done one way or another. And the fact of the matter is, I just want you guys to do better. All right. So you either gonna do better or you're gonna drown. And so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Bitcoin Chris checking out. See you guys in the next video. What? Peace. Oh yeah, click the link in the bio if you need help with anything that I spoke about today, whether it be help with your trust formation, help with credit restoration, help with business credit. Uh, if you want to learn how to sue or defend like a pro, you want me to help you to draft a help you to sue, right? You need help suing, right? You got a case on your hand, right? Whatever you need help with, let me know. We have strategies for Misty and DXY, not DXY, helping Misty with the Get moving, I have a Bitcoin. Line. You need something else or no? How you doing? Let me get but anyways, guys, click that link in the bio. Have a great day, Bitcoin. Check it out.